We have Mother Goose with some of this year's goslings. They're growing up fast. Well, it's quite a breezy day on the marina today, so it's a work day. Now, whilst we've got plenty of instrumentation up on the flying bridge, one thing we don't have are any warning lights. Now, the Volvo system has a warning light pack, but that's buried away underneath the dashboard. We believe that this boat has been converted at some stage from Mercruiser petrol, probably when it was brand new, to Volvo TAMD 41 diesels, and the diesel installation, wiring installation, doesn't have sufficient length in order to put the warning lights onto the dashboard. So what we're going to do is put some on. Now, what I've got is some fibre optic cable. Now, I've 3D printed some blocks that go onto the end of the warning light cluster, and then I'll use the fibre optic cable up to some end pieces, and we'll put, for each engine, warning lights under here, and do the same at the other side. So that's today's job. What we've done, I've measured the points there, 1, 2, 3, 4, if I can get the camera in the right place. So that's where we'll drill, and what we're going to use are some terminators for fibre optic, for the fibre optic cable that I've got. And these are the terminator pieces, just pieces of plastic that will just grip the fibre optic cable. So I just need to measure those, get select the right drill and drill through, and then we'll sort out cutting the fibre optics and plugging it into the pieces that I've made on the other end. This is the Volvo warning light pack, and these are the pieces that I've 3D printed to go on there. They just push over the bulb, and the fibre optic cable just goes into the hole on that end. And where they're going to sit is up underneath these gauges here. I was just checking to make sure that we haven't got anything in the way. There's nothing critical there, no wires in the way for when I drill through. It is a bit of a mess underneath this dashboard, but you can see where they've cut in the wiring, put the Volvo parts in, Volvo loom into position. There's the pilot holes drilled, and there's the final 8mm holes drilled. So we'll now start cutting the fibre optic to length and then slotting into position. Not sure whether I think I'll glue it at the bottom end, because the black terminators should hold the cable better than the white ones. And there's the 4 terminators in place. So just have to put the fibre optics on underneath. And now we've got the fibre optics through. I haven't tested them yet, but they're through onto this end. And here we are on the underneath the dash. So the 4 fibre optic cables running up to the end of the terminators from either end. So we've just got to work our way through that mess there to do this side in the same way. And there we've got the port side done. So that's the top. And there we are underneath with the fibre optic cables running up underneath the gauges. And here we go to test the lights. There we are, and that's the heater on. So that all works. Something we have for crew communications is a couple of headsets, microphone and earphones. They operate off Bluetooth motorcycle communication system. So I have a pair of these which are Bluetooth together, and it means that myself and Janet can communicate when we're in either close quarter manoeuvring if we need it, or more importantly when we're anchoring or weighing anchor. Rather than trying to shout commands, we can just talk to one another. These are quite straightforward, simple, but Bluetooth communication devices. What I did, I modified them and adapted them onto a pair of cheap headphones. Just ripped the headphones apart, put all the speakers and the microphones into them, and fastened the headsets on. It's great, they're effective, and it just makes life so much more pleasant when you're coming into close quarters. Right, so we fitted the warning lights with the fibre optics. Slight problem on the starboard side. I couldn't think then. On the starboard side, for some reason, the oil light is not coming on. Now I've tested the bulb's fine, so it needs a bit more further investigation as to understand that. The oil warning system seems to work, and the oil pressure gauge works fine. So it just seems to be something, maybe a broken wire that we need to trace. So you fix something and you find another little problem. It won't stop us. We've run ever since we bought the boat, and I think for 30 years that boat has never had warning lights on the top deck. So it's not a major issue. So I would say again, thank you for watching. We make these videos for our own pleasure, but I know many of you out there enjoy watching them, and I get some good comments, so please feel free to comment, and if there's anything you would like to see, please drop it in a message and we'll see what we can do, or if you've got a question about Carver 3207s, then again please just drop me a question. So please subscribe and like to see more motor cruising on Ever Grace.